And Rodman's a Texas native. But,
That's right.
it's really a whole Reagan-type feel because why did Reagan win and then reelected 49 states to one? Because you can't do that with Republicans. The majority of the country is not Republicans. You do it with most Republicans and then also the Reagan Democrats, the independents, people who've never been involved in the process before. So while people laugh perhaps at some of these endorsements when you hear celebrities and athletes and others supporting Donald Trump, well, he's going to laugh all the way to the White House because that's what puts you over the top. It certainly worked for Obama with the maniacs in Hollywood and others. It's nice to see people who've actually had some dealings with Donald Trump, whether it be through sports or through his television program or whatever, and are out there getting a different group of people, a different voting bloc to tap into that don't relate to the Cruz or Rubio deal at all.
Exactly. I love it. Those guys just wish that they had been on the Apprentice and had an opportunity to get fired by Trump. Well, they've got an opportunity now. He's going to fire them all.
And it's all sour grapes. Don't you love this? Oh, my goodness, the taxes. As if anybody, I tweeted something along the lines a few days ago of, oh, yeah, a few months ago, everybody was saying, I really hope the next candidate has a great tax return, as if you really care about this. If it were Obama, they would say, leave him alone. That means nothing. We have problems in this country.
Right.
But because it's, Trump. So people are seeing through it. And as much as the Daily News and all these other hateful outlets try to go after him, guess what? He just keeps gaining, whether it's the Pope or a Democrat or a Republican. It doesn't matter.
Any of that. Yeah, we don't care about any of this stupid stuff. We don't care about his tax returns. All the stuff they keep throwing up. The American public, we don't care. We care, is he going to make America great again? Is he going to deal with the immigration problem? Is he going to get in there and make some great deals for America like he has done for himself? Is he going to deal with China? Is he going to deal with Mexico? Is he going to bring our jobs back? That's all we care about. Who cares about any of the sideshow stuff they're trying to throw at us? It's smoke and mirrors, and we see through it.
Well, Dina, you're the best. I hope you're on the short list for running mates, and we're going to talk to you again soon as we head down the campaign trail here. And, of course, a big day coming up, really, in hours, Super Tuesday on its way. Thank you so much.
Tuesday. I call it Trump Tuesday.
I hope so. Yeah. And then on that Wednesday, we say Happy Trump Day to everybody.
There you go. Yes, absolutely.
All right, Dina, be well.
Okay, bye.
For more on Dina Miller, head to dinadishesdallas.com. Another Iron Dog race for Todd Palin, and Sarah Palin saw her husband off as he embarked on the rugged snow machine event. Team Palin Barber was cheered on by Governor Palin, Trigg, Piper, and Bristol, and Palin grandchildren, Trip and baby Sailor. Mr. Palin's dad, Jim, was also on hand for the big send-off. Sarah Palin was decked out in Donald Trump Make America Great Again gear, clearly showing the world not only who she backed in the Iron Dog race, but who she's backing in the presidential sweepstakes. And after Donald Trump won the Nevada caucuses, Sarah Palin took to social media, writing, Trump smashes records again. Democrat turnout declines again. Media ignores the reason again. Hat trick. 3 in a row with a huge Trump victory in Nevada. The Trump train rolls on full steam ahead to Super Tuesday. To all GOP Beltway bellyachers crying, literally, this marks the end of the GOP or the people's vote for Trump is bad for democracy. How about you try something new this morning? Use your noggin and examine the facts. The fact is, Trump's independence, common sense conservatism, experience, success, and refreshing candidness attracts voters. But most significantly, his message inspires Americans. We can win again. Trump's building a new broad coalition, bringing the GOP new hardworking patriots who love America as much as he does. This is how he wins this fall. And then Palin maps it all out. It is a must-read, and you can check it out right on the Mama Grizzly Radio Facebook page. To see any of the governor's posts in their entirety, visit Sarah Palin's Facebook page. Follow her on Twitter at Sarah Palin USA, and head to sarahpac.com.
Now, the Palin Update with Kevin Scholla presents Liberty and Legacy. Here's Tamara Colbert.
Hillary has it all wrong. This week, she groveled in South Carolina seeking minority votes by saying, quote, we need to recognize our privilege. Well, of course, referencing white privilege. She's right about that, but it's not based on the color of one's skin, but the country we live in. Martin Luther King empowered all Americans when he said that we must look at the content of one's character rather than the color of the skin. If it's about content of character, Hillary Clinton should be in an orange jumpsuit in a federal prison awaiting trial for her leaking of classified information on her personal email server. She absconded the law on her duty as Secretary of State, breaking a host of laws in the process, so bad that men who had done a lot less lost their careers, livelihood, reputations, and families as a result of their convictions. But what I find more egregious is her cavalier attitude about breaking the law and this audacious fervor that she believes she has privilege to skirt all legal repercussions for her actions. In 1964, in a speech that Ronald Reagan was giving, he pondered, if we still know the freedoms intended to us by the Founding Fathers, what would we do? This should actually be one of the most important questions asked by any one of the presidential candidates today. Guarding the precious gift of freedom that America's founders provided in the Constitution indeed gives all of us privilege. Unfortunately, public schools, the Democrat Party, and those who wish to take America on the path to a European-style socialism do not share this precious heritage with young people. Freedom is an ideal that needs to be nurtured and protected and proclaimed for all generations. Can anyone, any of you, recall Hillary, Bernie, Obama, or anyone else of their ilk praising the privilege of being an American? I wonder if they really even do appreciate or recognize at least the heritage they were born into. I doubt it, actually. Again, do they still know the freedoms intended to us by the Founding Fathers? If we lose freedom in America, where else do we go? That would be nowhere, because America is that last stand on earth, as Ronald Reagan said in 1964. Thank you to the liberal policies that never work but are constantly tried by the left. High-paying manufacturing jobs, benchmark corporations that hire thousands and tens of thousands of Americans. They're gone. They're overseas because the tax burden is so high. The good jobs and stability once known and appreciated by millions of hardworking Americans has been replaced by liberal propaganda and service jobs by the purveyors of race extortion, community organizing, and anarchists who think they are owed something by you and me. We have let the selfish chip away at the values of our nation, the rule of law and constitutional principles, while we worked, worshipped, coached our kids, enjoyed our families, and all of that. For the past 100 years, the progressives, dare I say socialists, they've really done the back-breaking work of revising history in our schools, taking over these institutions of higher learning and stacking the judiciary and the media in order to create this octopus of cancer with tentacles in every aspect of our lives. Toilets to light bulbs, from schools to private property, and massive taxes and regulations on the people. These propagandists are now sitting back, sipping on expensive booze at the taxpayers' expense, watching average Americans choke to death under a stranglehold of big government bureaucracy, as though America's very existence was a mere reality show. There is no such thing as ethnic privilege, period. There is no such thing as racial privilege. The American heritage is a privilege. The rest of the millions of stories yet to be written into our nation's history books shouldn't be written by the hand of big government, but by individuals who succeed and fail on the merits of their own effort and work. The privilege as Americans is freedom, and I am honored with this privilege. I am privileged to be an American, and as such, I have a responsibility by being a citizen of the United States. If Hillary thinks her privilege is so bad, then why in the world does she want to be the president of such a privileged nation? Ronald Reagan said, "We must reject the idea that every time a law is broken, society is guilty rather than the lawbreaker. It is time to restore the American precept that each individual is accountable for his actions. I want to hear what you think. Tweet me at Tamara Colbert this week, hashtag Mama Grizzly Radio. And I'm Tamara Colbert for Mama Grizzly Radio. Have a great week. And those of you who get to vote on Super Tuesday, March 1st, do it. Your nation is counting on you. And yes, your vote still does matter.
Tamara Colbert in Texas. Tune in for more Liberty and Legacy next week. And to learn about Convention of States, head to conventionofstates.com. Now our weekly commentary, Steel Resolve. Here's Sarah Steelman.
Thanks, Kevin. This past Saturday morning, as I was running, I heard the mournful sound of bagpipes playing Amazing Grace. I figured that there must be some kind of ceremony taking place at our Veterans Memorial along the running path. And as I rounded the curve, I saw one man standing completely alone in front of the American flag, which was flying at half-mast. He was playing his bagpipes with all of his heart and his soul. It flashed through my brain, is it possible that he's playing for Justice Scalia? Or was he playing for a friend who had recently passed? I admit that my skeptical mind figured that it could not be for Scalia. But of course I stopped and I listened to that beautiful, bittersweet song. When he had finished and was solemnly walking towards his car, I ran over to him and asked, "That was absolutely beautiful. Were you playing in honor of a friend?" His answer was, "No. Someone important died this week who I am honoring. That's why the flags are at half-mast." And I said, "Well, you were playing for Justice Scalia." And he said, "Yes. Did you know he died?" And I said, "Well, yes, of course I knew he died. He was a great man and a great defender of our Constitution. And I'm very thankful for your coming out and honoring him this way." He agreed that he was a great defender of the Constitution and walked away. I was absolutely moved to tears from that encounter. It didn't matter to that veteran if anyone knew or heard about his act of honor that day. He simply wanted to honor a man who served the public and defended our Constitution for over 30 years. It was so typically American. It was so deeply felt. The lone veteran represented his brethren, thanking and honoring a man who fought on a different field of battle, but for the same reason he and his brothers did, for freedom. This is Sarah Steelman for Mama Grizzly Radio.
Tune in again next week for another segment of Steel Resolve right here on the Palin Update. The Palin Update, including Liberty and Legacy and Steel Resolve, is on demand and available for download. So just head to mamagrizzlyradio.com, pick the show you want to hear, and you can listen anywhere, anytime. Well, that'll just about do it for this edition of the Palin Update on Mama Grizzly Radio. Visit mamagrizzlyradio.com for continuing coverage of Governor Palin. Also, like Mama Grizzly Radio on Facebook and follow along on Twitter at Mama Grizz Radio, at Kevin Scholla, at Tamara Colbert, and at Sarah_Steelman. And I'm doing some writing for Breitbart News. Go to Breitbart.com and search Kevin Scholla. I want to thank Dina Miller, Sarah Steelman, Tamara Colbert, and everyone here at Mama Grizzly Radio. Thanks to Kristan Cole, and thank you for listening today. A special thanks to our sponsor, Narrowgate Security Agency. Visit narrowgate.com. The Palin Update is produced by Lena Anderson, the Andy L. Kramer, and Lori Ann Lewis. Please be sure to join us again next time for another edition of the Palin Update on Mama Grizzly Radio. I'm Kevin Scholla. Have a pleasant day.